Thank you again for meeting with us to honor this work.
Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, Council, we're moving on to the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda without items G1 and G2.
So moved.
Folks signed up to speak on the agenda. You'll have 3 minutes to speak and watch the lights on the lectern. Mr. Howell knows all the rules.
Good evening, council. I'll make this quick and brief. No niceties tonight. Since the proceeding has already been established, let me say this right here. When it comes to y'all serving the local residents of this town, y'all are full of shit.
I'm sorry, we're not
That
allowed
has
to
been
use
set.
that
The proceeding
language.
has been set for that word.
Howell knows all the rules.
The proceeding has already been set. Y'all are full of shit when it comes to the local residents. Now, let me get my... Housing Authority has a $28 million bond that they want to use to build more apartments out in Weaverville, Woodfin, Canada, wherever. They got that for that. But there's no money for Housing Authority to take care of their own property. I mean, I'm staying over here at the Altima. Our elevator was down for 5 weeks. We had 70 and 80-year-old people in the building that couldn't get out of the building because they couldn't leave the floor. So they was held hostage in the building. But I know y'all had nothing to do with that. But now Housing has money, $200,000 to build a park. Across from where a park is already built at, on housing property. So you're gonna take a community garden to build another park that is not needed. But you can't take that $200,000 to give your residents a safer elevator to ride on. That don't make no sense. We got washing machines over there on our property that's been there probably since the place has been open. You put your clothes in there to wash them. It does a little shaking, all that stuff. But when you take them out, they're still dirty. They smell clean, but they're dirty. We can't even get them replaced. But you got $200,000 for a doggone park that we don't need. And y'all agreeing to this stuff and letting them go out, letting them go with it, and they're doing it. It don't make no sense. I'm through.
I'm sorry, our rules are there's no clapping or snapping. Mr. Howell is making a point about the elevator in his building, which is a Housing Authority-owned building at the end of Market Street, and we can communicate with the Housing Authority about that issue. With that, we have one other speaker under the consent agenda, and that is Jonathan Wainscott.
That's me. My name is Jonathan Wainscott, and I came here to talk about item G on the consent agenda because I was watching my favorite internet show, the Asheville City Council agenda briefing meeting the other day, because I'm a nerd like that. And I know that Mrs. Roney wanted to bust out this issue and talk about the grant that you're about to accept, which is why it's on the consent agenda, for funding the high-impact drug trafficking areas. I believe that was what it was. But this whole conversation turned into a conversation about having more conversations and the desire to maybe break this out and put it onto a new business or unfinished business item. And the mayor jumped in and said, look, we're not going to do this for every 6-to-1 vote every time that Ms. Roney objects to taking funding from or for the police. So I just wanted to make that note. And I was thinking about how expensive this meeting is, because we got the top 4 people in that meeting. We got Brad and the manager, and then we've got the assistant managers, Wood and Woody, and their salary on an annual basis is $840,000, which translates into $420 an hour, And so in this 2-hour meeting, this is like a $2,000 meeting. It's $1,000 an hour, and I'm thinking city council must be twice that much. This is a $2,000 an hour meeting. That means my 3 minutes here costs $100. So just, it's more value to that. And I think that the whole city briefing agenda thing was just put and made so that people can do some grandstanding. And so therefore, I'm here to match that grandstanding. If we want to have more of a conversation, I'm here to have that conversation. Anyway, so I just showed up to burn some money unnecessarily. This way that our city kind of likes to do that, and just talk and yap and hear myself talk, because other people like to do that as well. But I do want to give a shout out to the police department. Really thankful for them being able to make the arrest of the person who burned my car in my driveway. And I'm really thankful for the fire department for putting out the fire that was set in my driveway 5 years ago. It's a little awkward that the person who was arrested for that was an active Asheville firefighter at the time. And it's been more than 5 years since he was arrested and still hasn't gone to trial. And so I just came here to talk about that as well and just eat up every second of my 3 minutes. Oh, I got 30 more seconds. And that becomes, I don't know how much that translates into. I want to get my full $100 worth and again support the acceptance of the grant on consent agenda item G, as you all will be doing this evening with the unanimous vote. And thank you all for your service, and everybody's looking fabulous tonight. I think it's a perfect hair day for everybody. Looks like I got about 10 more seconds here, and just democracy in action. Thank you very much.